And good morning, Finance and Coffee, and welcome to this edition of the Friday Wrap. I've got a very special guest for us today. I have Susan Mitchell, CEO from Mortgage Choice.
Yes, thank you. It's very exciting to be here.
Thank you for coming to have a chat with us. And then, Melbourne weather today has been not too bad, and it's a great location.
Just a little grey.
Just a little grey, but at least it's not too cold.
Nope.
Or windy.
Nope. Or raining.
Or raining. Just give it a couple of hours. I reckon it might rain.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you again for coming to join me today on our Friday Wrap. Now, it's a couple of things to obviously say thank you. So one is you being here, and number two is you've actually invited your entire network to actually join us.
Yes, I have, and I think that they have taken me up on it, or taken you up on it.
They have, yeah.
Yes.
So thank you again.
My pleasure.
Now, going back to what we need to talk about in terms of the Friday Wrap is what's happening in the market and so forth. Now, we're now at week 6 or week 7, close to it, and of what's happened earlier this year. It hasn't been fun, and of course, two big brands which were mentioned were affected the most, in my opinion, was AFGs and yourselves. So I guess at the moment, the community loves to hear what your thoughts would be and how you think it's going so far. Today has been, where we stand today is a lot better than it was 6 weeks ago.
Yes.
But obviously the battle's not finished yet, so yeah.
Okay, so I think actually everyone's been affected, not just Mortgage Choice and AFG, but Mortgage Choice and AFG are just a little more visible.
Yes.
Because of being public companies. And I think one of the things that most people commented on the day of the announcement was, or the next day, it must have been the next day because it was after hours, after the market closed, but was just to watch the banks go up and the brokers go down. It was an immediate reaction to what was going on out there, and it was clear that the market was not expecting what happened to the brokers and felt that the banks got off a little bit lightly. So that's the most extreme example.
It was pretty shocking.
It was pretty shocking.
Yeah. And then obviously AFG recovered a bit.
Yes.
And how are you guys at the moment?
We have recovered somewhat, more so after the second announcement of the consumer pay being removed, then our price did recover.
That's
so
fantastic.
we had the effect. But I think the most important thing really is not to focus on our share prices. I believe in the long-term proposition of broker, and I believe that both AFG and Mortgage Choice will recover where they were.
Yeah.
Right now there's uncertainty, and that's reflected in their prices.
Yeah.
I think the important thing is what's actually happening to the industry. And as you said before, the initial shock of consumer pay has now been removed, with both the Liberal Party and the Labor Party pulling back on that. But I think the most important thing is that we have all pulled it together, and we have spoken to those politicians, the Labor side and the Liberal side. We're telling our story. They're starting to understand what brokers do. They're starting to understand how brokers help the consumer, how they actually help with competition. And I think that's the most important thing.
Now, with obviously with the Liberal Party, they've actually said that they will now delay with regards to trial.
Yes.
Labor hasn't.
That's correct.
Now, unfortunately, it feels like brokers are the big political football, whether Labor agrees with it or not. I think it's almost like they're trying to say the opposite of what the Liberals will do. So
I think we have to wait till after the election.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, neither party wants to be in charge of an economy that's not firing, regardless of whether you're the Labor Party or the Liberal Party. So I think we need to wait till after the election. And I think the important thing for all the brokers to go and speak to their politicians about is a couple of things. First of all, thank you for taking away consumer pay. Appreciate that they did that. It's hard to come out against the Royal Commission, number one. Number two, ask for more consultation. We want an opportunity to tell them what we do and discuss what we do. And I think that's important. And I think the more they learn, the more they will be willing to just think about different models. Maybe not necessarily trail the way we know it, but think about different structures of models. I think the third thing that's really important is to focus on the fact that the changes that they're probably the most interested in are actually the governance changes.
yes.
The best interests, maybe aligning the governance structures for mortgage broking more along the lines of advice. So I think that's more what they're interested in. So I think the important thing is to put those things in place first, and then let's talk about remuneration. Because how can you decide our remuneration first and then tell us what work needs to be done? You have no idea how much that's going to cost, what's going to happen. You want to ensure that whatever remuneration structure you actually put in place, it reinforces the governance. So I think it's really important to consult, Let's talk about the governance structures first, and then let's talk about the remuneration structure, so it can be a common sense approach to what we're being asked to do.
Now, obviously, with regards to where we stand at the moment as well, the first week was absolute panic, I would say, because we had our activity on Finest and Coffee. We usually average around about 32 to 35,000 interactions every 28 days. We actually spiked around about 80. I actually did a post on that. I wish it actually went a bit higher, but I don't have proof of that. But the ones I did post about it. The interactions have now died down.
Yes.
Now, obviously, people. I'm hoping you guys are less panicked. I'm hoping that you guys see that the industry bodies and the aggregators working together has actually gotten the message out.
Yes.
Now, with regards to what the brokers should do every day, what would you recommend that they do? Should they keep doing what they're doing? Should they continue to spend time to talk to labour or talk to politicians, or both? Or should they also just maybe not worry and just actually see this as what it is, which is almost the biggest free advertisement in terms of what a broker does you're ever going to get?
I would actually, frankly, I would suggest that people do both.
Do both.
I suggest that you get back to your business. You think about what it is that's going to grow your business the most between now and whatever happens, and that's getting new customers, talking to people, explaining to them what broker does, getting those new customers into your business, giving them a good service, getting their referrals. That's the most important thing, is keep the broker industry alive. Don't sit here like a deer in the headlights doing. You've got to get back to work. Look at the way you deliver your advice. Can you reduce the cost to serve your customers? Can you become more efficient? Are there other ways that you can rearrange your processes and your structures to give your service more efficiently? So get those customers, keep that trail, make sure that you've got good, strong customers, as big a trail book as you can get. Look at the efficiencies in your business and just get back to work.
And of course, I was going to say, you guys have been doing it for long, just about everyone else has, which is diversification, right?
Yes, so, that's a very good point. Is start to think about what else is it that my customer, I've gone through the effort to get that customer in front of me. What else is it that I can do for that customer that will actually, make their life easier? That's all they really want. And then to go back to, we can't let go though of talking to the politicians. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. So any opportunity that you have to talk to your politicians, be they Liberal, be they Labour, whether it's going to be, we don't know which party is going to be in power, but we know that they're all going to be in the room. They're all going to have an opinion, and we all want them all to speak up. So you need to continue to try and speak to your politicians and let them know that you are there for the consumer and you are there for competition.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. And obviously, I think the last one would be, and I've mentioned it many times before, which is how you talk, how you post as well. You need to also be professional.
Yes.
Because obviously, once it's on the internet, it stays on the internet. You can't delete it. Someone can screenshot it. Someone can misinterpret it. And just think of yourself every time you speak to a politician or the media or anyone else that you're actually representing the whole industry as itself.
That's correct. As professional as possible. And I know that Mortgage Choice has been helping our brokers, giving them some talking points, giving hints about what to focus on, what not to focus on. And I'm sure all the other aggregators are doing the same thing because they want you to put your best foot forward. I think the most important thing is to focus your conversations on the consumer and on competition, because at the end of the day, that is why people go to a broker. I know you're concerned about your trail. You're going to have to chill a little bit about that one for now. I think the important thing now is to convince those politicians how important we are to the competition of the financial services industry.
And I don't think you actually mean chill as in don't worry about it. It's just
I do, absolutely. And believe me, your aggregators are out there fighting for you for that trail. We have not given up. But I think it's really important to have a conversation with Labor. And if Labor right now is saying, I don't want to think about trail right now, we need to have a conversation with them and ensure that we get the opportunity to be in the room with them to educate them. That's the best chance you have for having a structure that works for everybody.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's a bit rushed as well, but very appreciate that you come to have a chat today. I'd love for you to come back later on as well. We can actually get a few other people along.
I
the
would
panel.
love that. I would be happy to be on a panel. I'm happy to come back and visit.
Brilliant, thank you. And guys, as always, I hope you guys have a good weekend. Hopefully some of your clients will call you up and message you and say, hey, I've won an auction. So keep fighting the good fight. It is a long one, but always be respectful and have your chin up because it is getting better.
I agree.
Yeah, so every day it is getting better, and I know that anecdotally some brokers have actually told me they've actually had the most inquiries they've ever had.
Excellent.
Yeah, so use this time obviously not to just to contact your clients and go, hey, sign this petition or that petition and so forth, but hey, offer, tell them, remind them what you did, and then actually ask for business as well.
That sounds good. I appreciate that.
No, thank you guys and have a good weekend.
Thanks.
Bye.